here last night?
There's no coach.
No coaches, yeah, they're all starting one, I think.
Here in
3 or 4. I didn't know kind of UCD jacket I was going to come up with.
There weren't any coaches there.
I didn't want to be.
I think there were 7 or 8 lads up here because when you looked over there,
Yeah.
both teams like.
How are you, Clive?
Found you?
Good. This week can you get a better sight? There was a couple of close-ups last week.
Yeah. Better get everywhere.
One was when Michael kicked the ball into your man and I just disappeared. It's fucking mid-November.
UCD Pack, front row Hugo O'Malley with Ireland under-20 captain Gus McCarthy coming back after injury at hooker, Andrew Sparrow at tight head, Matt Healy and Conor O'Tierney in the row, Bobby Sheehan, UCD captain, moving from hooker to blindside wing forward to accommodate Gus McCarthy, Mark Hernan as open side, and Diarmuid Mangan, another under-20 player at number 8. Young Munster backs, the fullback Aidan Shorthall, wings Shea McCarthy and Harry Fleming. In the centres we have Keegan Christian Goss and Fionn Gibbons, halfbacks Shane O'Leary and Jack Lyons, front row of Harrison Allen, Stephen McLaughlin, Keenan Knox from released from Munster for this fixture. In the row Tom Goggin and Alan Kennedy, and we've a back row of Bailey Falloon, James Horrigan in the number 23 shirt, and another from the under 20 crop that got to the world final, Ruan Quinn at number 8. Munster has won all 4 of these fixtures in the last 2 years. Diarmuid Mangan fields that kick-off. He's well met in the tackle, just outside the 22. Michael Maloney, his forte is the box kick. Well gathered and well chased by UCD, so ground gained but the ball passes to Young Munster. UCD good line speed. It's been a feature of their season so far, and again they're gaining ground in the tackle. Chris Cosgrave well fielded by Aidan Shortall, and he finds grass. Just knocked on there. I think it might have been, was it Tim Corkery?
I think it was James Tarrant.
James Tarrant.
James Tarrant just back from injury himself, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Billy de Klerk was obviously filling in at 10 for him, and he's pushed out to 12 now, so it might free Billy de Klerk up a bit, and Billy de Klerk's obviously makes a big impact on defence too, so it'll be interesting to see him at 12. Straight
out of school, Billy, St Michael's last year, and there's 4 positional changes in the UCD back line. Tector at Tim Corkery goes from first centre to second centre. Billy de Klerk, as Christine was saying, moves from out half to first centre. Cosgrave goes from second centre to full back, and Donnelly from full back to right wing. So same personnel, but a lot of switching around, and James Tarrant, the new face.
Yeah, Chris Cosgrave back at full back as well, so he might get more freedom of the pitch. Harry Donnelly's been doing very well there at 15. He's had a good season so far, and Chris has been running in tries for fun, so especially at home in the Bowl. So.
Yeah, UCD this year playing with a faster line speed than they have been in recent seasons, and also the pack is a little bit more heft about them. A big test here today for Hugo O'Malley up against Keenan Knox.
Young Andrew Sparrow as well at tight end.
On the far side, straight out of school for Mary's, or he might be a second year out of school, I'm not sure. And UCD giving up the penalty there.
Young Munster known for being very strong up front, especially in the scrum. They had a tough day at the office against a really strong pack in Clontarf last week, but it'll be interesting to see how that battle goes today.
Yeah, the great Paco Fitzgerald at the pre-match lunch. One of many great front row stalwarts for Young Munster over the years. Of course, Tom Clifford Park, named after a great Young Munster prop. So I think the first line out. Stephen McLaughlin to throw. It's taken at the front, and it's a blindside move up the touchline. Is the referee going to award that? He's held up. So it's a goal line dropout. I have to say, I think that rule is a little unfair for the attacking team. I think you'd expect maybe a 5 metre scrum or something like that if they're held up, but it's the defending team on this occasion, College's opportunity to drop out and relieve the pressure.
Yeah, Harry Donnelly was defending the channel there, and he did really well to get under that ball. Nice move by Young Munster, but yeah, Harry Donnelly did well.
I love Harry Donnelly. For me, he's always he's like a Fergus McFadden. Any winger with a headband for me gets extra kudos.
I think it gives him +5 speed or something.
UCD almost offside. Blocked down. Cosgrave looks up and it's passed back, or it was just outside 22. So UCD's errors, their drop ball and a miss kick, allowing Young Munster to maintain this early pressure.
Nice attacking platform now for Young Munster. They've Shane O'Gleary at 10. He's the older brother of Maeve O'Gleary, who plays on the Ireland team. So he's a very talented player who's played in Canada and all over the place. So interesting to see what he does at 10. He was 15 last week.
Well contested at the front there. UCD seem to have the edge in height.
Good tackle by Andrew Sparrow on his opposite number there.
Ball quickly away. UCD line not yielding. Again, James Tarrant just having to stoop and feel that ball off his laces. Kicks and his ball's well met. And the game being paid it a lick, but just went forward in the tackle there. And UCD get the put in. And an opportunity to relieve that pressure and create something themselves.
Yeah, young Munster certainly seem to have the upper hand in terms of possession and territory here, but UCD holding it well, standing up strong and forcing turnovers when they're under pressure.
A crisp day here, no real wind to speak of, and the surface holding up extremely well. It's the fourth game in 8 days here between soccer and rugby matches, and it's the surface, a lot of investment in it over the years. It's a beautifully domed surface and taking a good stud today. Better scrum from UCD, under pressure, getting it away. De Klerk a bit lateral, and Osborne just knocks on there. Shane McCarthy gets away. The first knock on was UCD's, so it'll be a scrum to young Munster. Under our noses here, Christine will get a chance to do some proper analysis on this.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting matchup with Osborne and McCarthy here on this wing. Both really talented young wingers with a lot of pace. It'll be cool to see them going toe to toe. Billy de Klerk just maybe a little bit more in that kick, and it would have fallen beautifully into Osborne's hands.
A little bit too lateral, wanted a bit more distance, I think.
But yeah, nice idea. Early test for McCarthy, but he did well.
Shane McCarthy's off his wing, just behind Shane O'Leary at out half. Is he going to be used here? Is he a decoy? And referee, what's the signal here? UCD free kick, early shove. What will College opt for?
On me, boys! On me! On me!
Is it going to be Gary Owen here from Michael Maloney? It is, and the chase is on. That ball just dropping just outside the 22. Well fielded by Aidan Shorthall. Pass back inside. Shane O'Leary. Maloney fielding on his 10-metre line. Supported by Chris Cosgrave. Takes on his man. Dancing feet. Makes ground. And the ball goes free, and it's seen to have judged to go forward. Referee playing advantage here to young Munster. Cosgrave just trying to do a little bit too much there. And a penalty there for offside at the ruck. And UCD giving young Munster plenty of easy entry to the game so far. Nice line kick, Shane O'Leary, just inside the UCD 22. And a nice attacking platform. Bit of chat between the pack and the sideline. Bit of a Razzie Erasmus here. I don't see any lights, Christine. I'm not sure who's calling the line out. See what they do. It's to the back. And the maul is on. Good momentum. Young Munster bring it down. Good line speed again from UCD. Still fast ball from young Munster. Quick snipe there. Shut out. Jack Lyons shut out by the fringe defence. And it's another penalty.
It's a very kickable position. You wonder if young Munster will go for the tree here, just to put points on the board. Bit of change for all the territory that they've had.
That'll be my guess, and that's what they've called, Christine. Yeah, I think you're right to call that. That's what they went for.
Caelan Knox seems to be getting to his feet.
He's a block of a man, Caelan Knox. Hasn't seen the time with Munster over the last number of years, quite the time that you would have been hoping for?
They probably could have done with him last night against Ulster. They had Stephen Archer and...
I missed that. I'm hearing that there were that Ulster, I think young Propco Wilson came on to telling effect. I think there was the Munster scrum was in a bit of bother late on, but I missed it. I was watching a game here between the SCT sides, Blackrock and St Michael's. And that's 3 points to give Young Munster the early lead here. With 13 minutes played. We just need a ball. So College haven't really got into their flow at all yet.
Yeah, the opportunities that they did have to kick to get into the Young Munster 22 and put them under pressure, and they haven't really come off, and they've either kicked it out in the full or kicked it straight to the covering player, so they'll be looking to try and get into the Young Munster 22 and stay there for a bit longer than they have been.
And there's an advantage here to Young Munster with coming forward off UCD hands at the kick-off. So once again, Young Munster scrum and UCD playing off scraps and really just being defensive. UCD pack just larger, fielding larger this year than last number of seasons. I think that getting access to the returning Ireland under 20 players brought a bit of heft in the form of O'Tierney and Mangan, and with Bobby Sheehan, brother of Dan Sheehan, normally a 6'4" hooker, is now a 6'4" flanker, which is what I think he was probably originally built for, invoiced for. But he's quite adept at both positions. Again, purchase for the Young Munster scrum, and the referee awards it for standing up. Mind you, it's just a wheeled scrum to my eye, but I think the referees are required to, if the scrum doesn't stay square, the referees have to award a penalty, and judging it to have been standing up there, I think on the loose head side, Gus O'Malley on that occasion, up against a pro player in Keenan Knox. Tough assignment, but he's a doughty player, O'Malley, a number of years experience. And another line out for Young Munster, went to the back the last time. Well contested at the front by O'Tierney. UCD turning it over, but Young Munster getting on the ball, the loose ball, and winning it back. Again, that line speed is good from UCD, making it slow and a mess for Young Munster, getting it away. Shane O'Leary forcing the pass, and it's knocked down again, and we'll have another scrum. Whether UCD want that or not remains to be seen.
Yeah, UCD under massive pressure there, and Shane O'Leary's kicking well and making good ground with his kick, so I'd say Michael Maloney will want to be getting this one in and out as quick as possible. Yeah.
But just that line speed, the press from UCD it's been a consistent, strong feature of their play so far this season. This fixture last year, Young Munster came up and took the spoils, 23 points to 10. And the return fixture then in the new year was a closer game. Young Munster scoring 23 again. This time UCD got to 17 and took a losing bonus point. So they're close enough affairs. Maloney switches it to Cosgrave, gives it to Cosgrave to Osborne. Osborne gets back to McCarthy, having coughed up the ball. The pass was a bit ambitious, bit in front of Osborne. O'Leary goes for a crossfield kick, well fielded by Tarrant. And the kick tennis, advantage Young Munster, and the pressure unrelenting.
So 50-22.
50-22 indeed, yeah, he was just inside his half. That's a big gain.
I don't know, maybe JT could have taken that mark and given his side a second to get and clear the lines.
Yeah, so far UCD and their return kicks, they're not really getting much advantage and handing it back to Young Munster, who are finding the space. And 50-22, another great attacking platform.
you'd have to guess young Munster will try and go for the ball again, but Gus McCarthy.
Well taken, Gus McCarthy. Well read, but he's left it behind him, and it's still young Munster ball. UCD just can't hold on to it. Corky just falling off that tackle there, and it's again fast ball from young Munster, and Diarmuid Mangan head clash there, and the referee has to stop it. Mangan certainly put his hands to his face, seemed to take a knock. You see it here, and the ball's put out. It doesn't matter. UCD press has been very good, but you know that relentless pressure and tackle after tackle after tackle is going to weaken them over time. And they really need to get on the ball even if young Munster aren't running up the scores with all the possession they've had. It's going to have a tiring effect. Is going to have some impact on the game later on.
Yeah, definitely. It was the last 20 minutes or so last week against Energia that really put UCD under pressure, and it was all that hard work and defensive work in the first 60 that really put them under pressure. So you'd hope that they'd be able to get down to the opposition half a bit more and give the bodies a chance to get a breather so they can keep going for the full 80.
Yeah, we've already had 4 22-metre entries so far for young Munster, and UCD have had 0. The match today is sponsored by Cohen Steel. That man of steel, David Cohen, president of UCD this year, and putting his shoulder to the wheel with the sponsorship today, so greatly appreciated. It's great to have the live stream making the match available, bringing the matches to a wider audience. And to say a special hello to John the Squire Maguire, a young Munster man watching from Dallas. So it's a global webcast we're on here, Christine. Big responsibility, a bit intimidating.
No pressure, no.
No pressure, no. And of course, people with great associations with the clubs all through the years. It's great to be able to click back in and follow the teams. The standard of rugby being played in the AIL, and particularly Division 1A, is a high standard. A lot of players being released from the provinces to play more matches, more games this season than last season, and the standard increasing. Talking to George Clancy after the game last year, he was very much of the opinion that we're seeing a much higher standard year on year in Division 1A, and I think the pro players being part of that is contributing handsomely to it.
Yeah, massively. The academy players being released is a massive thing. So you look at both sides, the likes of Fionn Gibbons and in the centre for young Munster, previously of the Leinster underage setup, and was up in UCD playing in centre with Ben Brownlee for a while, I believe, but down young Munster now and tearing it up every time he's up here to play. But yeah, some really exciting young players in and around the academy setups, and when they're released to play AIL, it's very exciting. Really good quality of rugby being played every weekend as a result.
The tall figure out there, Fionn Gibbons. So what will young Munster do here? There's a big blind side offering itself, pretty big. The scrum about 20 metres in from touch. UCD hanging in. And on this occasion, referee sees sort of boring in on the tighter side.
Turn his hips in, yeah.
Having a conversation with Harrison Allen, giving him his view of things. The referee is the only view that counts. And Michael Maloney takes it to a little shy of halfway under our noses here in the commentary box. And
Caelan Knox trying to get a few extra metres taken off that line out, but linesman standing firm.
Gus McCarthy, we've all seen his throwing action, thrown to his own mucker from the 20s, Conor O'Tierney. And McCarthy, very adept at taking the ball at the back of the rucks. Reads the game very well, takes it on. Thought UCD might have been a bit slow getting to him there. That is slow ball, but getting any ball for UCD and is a relief. Good drop box kick, dropped by McCarthy. UCD collect that to the referee, letting play on there. A few indiscretions. Mangan still on the pitch after his treatment. Maloney picks out Tarrant, gives it to Donnelly, picks a lovely line. Donnelly tackled just outside the 22. Go blind again. First bit of phase play, but still not in the 22. We put up a flare if UCD get into the 22 for the first time in this match. 23 minutes gone, and UCD getting a penalty. Not in the 22, but they get a penalty, and surely a kick for the post is on the cards here.
Definitely within Michael Maloney's range, and he's backing himself to put this over.
He has a good range, Maloney. He's both place kicker and box kicker par excellence.
That box kick from Maloney was very good. He hung it just outside the 22, so there wouldn't be any mark called, so it put Shane McCarthy under a lot of pressure with that kick, and sloppy ball, and UCD capitalised on it.
The first real sort of phase of pressure that College have managed to bring to the match so far. The wind behind him, the sun behind him, there's no wind to speak of. And it's awarded, and it's 3-all. Just 24 minutes gone.
Michael Maloney's really stepped up this season with the kicking duties. He's taken over after last year and has been very consistent off the tee so far.
So young Munster, a nice high kick, giving his pack great opportunity. Tierney nudged in the air as he went up for that. It was a great take under pressure. And UCD's penalty. Can't touch a man in the air. Also, Christina was listening to the Club Scene podcast there this morning, brushing up on some notes and that, and some the lads there were talking about how the last week apparently was the first time that the tackle height has been changed. It's below, it was the nipple line, it's now been reduced to below the sternum line, so really you've got to be tackling into the belly or lower for it to be a legal tackle now, and that apparently had a big impact on some of the games last week. It didn't seem to affect things here against Terranure, so we might keep an eye to that. Doesn't seem to have had an impact here today. Everyone's keeping their tackle heights lower. UCD getting through a few phases, getting reasonably quick ball, slowed up there now, commentator's curse, and turned over with some good hustle from young Munster. UCD will not be happy about that, but UCD, somebody latching onto the ball there, didn't see who it was, managed to counter it. Gus McCarthy.
Yeah, well, he latched onto that ball very well, and there was going to be no moving him off that.
A feature of his play, and Michael Maloney fancies his chances. And that's the fourth UCD penalty in a row, with thanks to BF Sports Analysis. The analysis happening in the commentary box here while the commentators are searching for their words. We're getting fed good info from BF Sports Analysis. So this is square on for Maloney, as you can see, just 5 metres outside the 10 metre line. He's got the distance, and it's over, and really in the space of just under 5 minutes, UCD, who have been on the receiving end since the start of the match, have turned things around to 6-3. Young Munster be wondering what they did with all that possession and field position.
yeah, weathering the storm a little bit here.
That's what 4 penalties in a row will do for you. UCD stop giving them away, and young Munster taking their turn to offer some hospitality to the hosts. Maloney going for the box kick again. Good height on that. It's dropping just inside the young Munster half. It's well fielded. Good leg drive into the UCD half, and it's fed to the blind side. Switching open. Big tackles going in. Defensive line from UCD has been very impressive, and really has been their strong suite today. And young Munster have numbers. Shane O'Leary kicks. Chris Cosgrave's in position, takes the mark. Cam sings down. With a cultured boot, will hope to make it for a reasonable line gain here. Kicks it long. And young Munster kick again. Good chase. As young Munster got hands to it first, but Andrew Osborne was not sure about onside or offside there. Referee has his arm out. It would appear for a penalty advantage. And the 10-metre offside rule. Harry Donnelly caught in no man's land there. Or was he? Did he know exactly what he was doing? Just some other scores from some other fixtures today. Terranure 13-3 up against Lansdowne and Lakelands. And Ballynahinch have gone into a 7-0 lead in College Park against Trinity. And Clontarf so far eking it out 7-0 away to the city of Armagh. So tight games all. And two away leaders at the moment. Ballynahinch and Clontarf. Good line out move, tap off the back, strong carry. Again, the UCD line hasn't not over the gain line, or maybe just about now, after about 2 phases. Andrew Osborne, that's given us a penalty, and he's going to see time in the bin for a deliberate knock on. I'd like to think that he was making a genuine attempt there, but I think it didn't begin to look like that. It was over ambitious probably. I don't know, was there any cover back? Was it necessary for him to do a professional foul on that? I don't know. But surely now is young Munster's time. Field position and a man advantage for the next 10 minutes.
Interestingly, Shane O'Leary going to the corner here, not opting to take the tree. Young Munster have varied it up a good bit at the line out there, going for mauls or moves to attack the channel, or nice flowing moves off a dummy maul. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with here. Nice variation.
Give it to the front.
Go to the maul here.
Mauling UCD have met it well. Side to side, bit of momentum now. Good march on. Looks ominous. Referee sees it's grounded. And young Munster playing their cards right there. The line-out maul has been productive for them. It didn't really matter that UCD were a man down there. There's nothing Andrew Osborne would have done in that situation were he on the field. But it looks like now they've a fair run to half-time with a one-man advantage, and they retake the lead 8-6 with the conversion to come.
It looked like Caelan knocks the bundle over with that.
I'll take your word for it.
Good change for young Munster, opting to go to the corner. That was 2 penalties for the UCD, one for the offside against Harry Donnelly and the other for knock on for Osborne. So paying a hefty price for those penalties.
Yeah, but it probably overall the balance of play, scoreboard more reflective with young Munster being in front. Just out of shot there. Just below the referee's line. Just young Munster players getting a bit of treatment from one of the forwards. Trotting back now, he's alright. And the conversion is well slotted by Shane O'Leary to make it UCD 6, Young Munster 10. About between 8 and 10 minutes to play, depending on injury time in this first half. Good height on the kickoffs. You don't always see it in the international game. Sometimes kickers, it looks like more like a kick pass to me on occasion. Some even illustrious players seem to put very little height on the ball, don't give their forwards a chance to engage. And at least UCD, they didn't win possession, but they're competing for the ball just outside the Young Munster 22 because of the height put on the restart. Box kick from Jack Lyons, well met by Chris Cosgrave. He takes a look, cuts back inside. Bobby Sheehan rumbles. A quick ball going blind again. Matt Healy carries it the second time in quick succession. Maloney has a snipe himself. McCarthy clears out. The ball is there. UCD just recover it. Harry Donnelly on the right wing, a man for all seasons with that headband again, licensed to thrill. In clearing out rucks. And a bit of chat among the players. A little bit of angst. The college players there.
It's good to see JT back in at 10, ordering the forwards around, demanding the setup that he wanted. Nice clear comms. I'd say the forwards would be very happy with that kind of direction around the park. And another penalty for UCD and Michael Maloney from a fairly similar position, a bit closer in to his last penalty. So
it is.
Fingers crossed for a similar result.
Well, we say fingers crossed, that's obviously revealing our bias for UCD here. We did offer the young Munster contingent at the pre-match lunch the opportunity to have somebody from the club step up and balance things out here. Despite our best attempts, we're going to reveal our bias. And it's an open mic, an open invitation for the remaining webcasts across the season. Somebody from another club wants to share the mic, and as I blather on there, Maloney closes the gap to 1 point. UCD 9, Young Munster 10. As we approach the last 5 minutes of time that's without injury time. And there's going to be a bit, particularly the Mangan stoppage. Decent height in that ball. O'Tierney meets it. Takes the tackle. Takes 2 tackles. Sets up the ball. Mangan back to Tarrant. Cosgrave has a look, shapes to kick, then opens it out. Passes. Young Munster were calling for a turnover there. And looks like they have turned it over. UCD again, lovely out the back pass there, but does Corkery have the speed to make it? Pins his ears back, he dives, floats in from at least 20 metres. He dives, aquaplaned in fairness, there's a couple of metres out, and a good opportunist try and good line speed there from UCD, paying out for them on that occasion.
Yeah, they were under pressure. Shane McCarthy was calling for a crossfield kick because there was nobody home with Osborne off the pitch, but they went through the hands and Tim Corkery gambled and read the pass very well. Really well taken from Tim.
A real reversal of fortune. UCD were playing nicely, had fielding from the kick-off, going through a few phases, but turned over the ball and it looked like they were under real pressure, a man down out the backs, and Corkery read it extremely well and had the pace to nip over and give Maloney a decent opportunity here to make it a 6-point game. 14-10 as he lines it up. Only one young Munster player, McCarthy, I think, taking a look at doing a Chesvin Colby on this. The rest of them are having a serious chat with themselves to say, how in hell's name Are they still in this half and in this match, given all the possession? And Maloney does his Dead-Eye Dick impersonation again, and College back into a 6-point lead. 16 points to 10. And so far beating the yellow card. Munster play left again. Healy there dropped that ball. It looked easy enough in the breadbasket. He obviously took his eyes off it. And again, young Munster have the opportunity to recompense and do something before Andrew Osborne restores the numbers to 15. UCD wrapping him up, and the referee penalty for... We'll wait for the signal.
So originally a knock-on, but then UCD straight offside while the knock-on advantage was occurring. So, and then another high tackle. So lots to choose from young Munster. They take the penalty closest to the line, and looks like Shane O'Gollery is going to kick to corner and
repeat, rinse and repeat. So can UCD do anything about it? Will they have learned anything? Will they put somebody up or leave them down?
The last maul they got a good shove on. They the ref had given them young Munster the signal for once that they were stopped once, so they'd be pleasantly happy that they got some sort of a shove on. They weren't blown out of it straight away.
And nobody gets off the ground there at all. The ball was thrown straight to two. The jumper didn't even get off the ground, and it's a penalty to UCD on this occasion. I can't tell you what that hand signal means, but that's a let off for UCD.
It might have been straight off their feet as they were latching or something, clearing out. I have no idea what that means either.
And we'll take it. Maloney gets good length on that. Excellent length. All that was available, really, given the angle, and takes play to outside the UCD 22. College walk up slowly to this. Definitely have the advantage in terms of height, but it's men in the air that counts. Well fielded by Mark Hernan. The open side, back playing after many years injury trouble. Maloney and Gus McCarthy debating who's going to have to take the ball. McCarthy takes a magnificent overhead kick right in front of us, sets the ball back perfectly. UCD are up in numbers, and again the press is huge, and young Munster give 15 metres there, but UCD are stretched here. And young Munster staying blind.
They're still down a player. Chris Cosgrave and Harry Donnelly had to cover a lot of ground.
Ball went back there, the collision. UCD reset. Two players in the backfield. And a great good contest there, young Munster winning it. And Falloon nearly gets away. Willie de Klerk just brought him down. It was an important tackle there. Bailey Falloon indeed, not Willie Falloon. I'm assuming they're related. Or mixing up with the Ballynahinch club. That seemed to go forward there. UCD have regathered it. Referee not giving any signal for knock on. McCarthy, no look pass. Hernan to Healy. Healy brought down, sets the ball back. Maloney goes to pick it up. Hernan, cultured open side, kicks it and dribbles the ball into the young Munster 22. And the young Munster fullback Aidan Shorthall decides to call. Well, he's precipitated half time. I thought there might have been a little bit more time with injury time, but we're just 2 minutes of injury time given there, and both sides, quite a number of them flaked really out of that, down on their knees. Lung busting sequence of play there as UCD making up for the one man down. Andrew Osborne surely will start the second half, or very shortly after will return it to full complement.
Yeah, it seems like UCD weathered that yellow card storm very well. They won it like 10-7 in the time that Osborne has been off the pitch. So yeah, they dealt with that being a player down very well.
It'll be interesting to see in the second half what the effect of that yellow card and all the tackles really in the first quarter and beyond, that they had to do with all the defensive play. So all to play for here, and the game beginning to open up. Okay. Welcome back for the second half. And just before we kick off here, we'll bring you up to date on the halftime scores in the Division 1A. Energia have stretched their lead to 21-9 against Lansdowne. Trinity have clawed 3 points back against Ballynahinch, but still 3-7 down at home. City of Armagh also taken their first points and scoring a try, but Clontarf have scored another try, so it's 5-14, Clontarf leading away from home. And Corkcan doing a bit of a number on Shannon so far, away to Shannon, 12 points to Shannon, 29 points to Corkcan. So three away leaders and 2 home leaders in the form of Terranure in Lakelands, and here in College it's 16 points to 10. Al Drousburn is back on, and he very nearly reclaimed the restart for UCD. UCD made the most of their chances in the first half relative to young Munster. Cosgrave fields it, shapes to pass, puts up a kick, not great height on it, and well fielded by Aidan Shortall again. UCD line again, the pressure is up, the pass beats the UCD defence. Pass well away to Henry Fleming, gets first chance to show his paces. Jack Lyons gets it away. Again that press, O'Leary has a dink over the top, Mangans reaches for it but doesn't collect, and it's a knock on UCD. 2 UCD forwards had an opportunity to claim that, not easy, neither of them could do it, and from UCD's kick-off it's young Munster's gain on the UCD 10 metre line, and we're back to scrum time. We get a chance to take a look in this half at the battle between Harrison Allen on the loose head side for young Munster and Andrew Sparrow, large young upcoming tight head for UCD, learning his trade and getting the opportunity. Evan Coyle, the regular tight head for UCD, is unavailable due to exam duty, and we've Andrew Sparrow and indeed Sean Egan subbing young 19-year-old prop tight head will be coming on to replace at some stage Andrew Sparrow. Another scrum penalty going against Sparrow on that occasion. The loose head sub prop for UCD is also straight out of school, Tom O'Riordan, son of Niall O'Riordan, and his uncle Paul O'Riordan played here in the 80s, and grandson indeed of great cricketer Alec O'Riordan.
It was a very creative kick from Shane, and spotted the space in the midfield just behind the UCD defensive line. You'd imagine that that's something they'd look to do a bit more in this half, considering the line speed that UCD are coming up with. So there should be space just behind that line, and Shane O'Leary got great change out of that little dink in behind. And
he did, a bit fortuitous in that the 2 UCD forwards couldn't field it, and then the scrum went the right way, but he's playing the percentages, and he's got himself an opportunity to emulate what Michael Maloney did from pretty similar positions twice in the first half. Try and narrow the score, make it a 3-point game. Has he pulled that slightly? No, it's just pulled to the left. And UCD off the hook again. Tarrant takes a look around the field, goes high and long, close to the touchline here. Shane O'Leary has it well covered. The dink in again, so it's that Cosgrave does a better out of the bounce, places the ball well. Conor O'Tierney is cut down. Mark Hernan, Maloney leaves that one behind him, but it went backwards. Young Munster, the Cookie Monsters, gobble it up. had to say that, didn't I? And UCD, lucky, a little bit of a nudge there from young Munster at the base. And lucky or unlucky, it's a UCD put in, although they've been pretty effective in getting it in and out quickly. Michael Maloney urging the referee that he's not to be interfered with at the base there. He's saying people slapping his hand, slapping his arm. Very tempting to do so from the opposition forward's point of view, but they are a protected species, a bit like the goalkeeper in soccer. The scrum halves are not to be interfered with. Scrums do take a bit of time putting together. It is faster than the professional game they've seemed to be given all day. A little bit faster in the domestic game. Sparrow just holding out. Maloney just about gets it away. Tarrant puts in a wiper kick.
Go, Harry! Keep the pressure on! Kick it, Harry!
And a decent gain there. And the put in. Cosgrave thinks about the fast line out. And a good gain brings it up to the young Munster 10 metre line. And UCD's throw. So fine bit of kicking there from Tarrant. And good chase by Harry Donnelly.
Michael Maloney telling him in no uncertain terms to not take the quick one there. It was very clear.
Bit of water being brought on. All the players working hard. Game being played at a fair clip. There's a lot of line-out options here.
Including Michael Maloney at the front of it.
And that time it was McCarthy to Mangan and Billy de Klerk. Thought the UCD team were a bit slow there to clear out. The ball was available, could have been a second faster. And it once again, so we see it, UCD slow to protect the ball, allow young Munster not slow in taking their opportunity, and indeed that looks like it could be a 50-22 there. Great grubber kick. UCD trying to just sneak a quick one. It is just marginally outside the UCD 22, or is it?
Seems to be UCD put in anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just outside the UCD 22, very nearly a 50-22.
If young Gibbons were unlucky not to come over with a turnover a few minutes ago, UCD looked like they'd gotten isolated for a second but could clear out.
O'Tierney farms that line out, and UCD getting a nice maul together here. It's back with Maloney. He puts it up. Osborne's on the chase. It's gone quite a distance. He won't get to that, and McCarthy has all the time to decide what he's going to do with it. He's well met. And the ball's away again. They have numbers here. But that pass looks like it went forward. Indeed, it was called forward. So the UCD line speed probably being their best attacking weapon all day. It's harried and hustled young Munster. And really, young Munster, you'd have thought again, I suppose they can't dink it all day long, or can they? Because that's the only time that they really seem to have been able to deal with the pressure, is just by putting it in over UCD's heads.
Yeah, for sure. The two centres, Billy de Klerk and Tim Corkery, seem to be doing very, very well. Great push defence off them and really getting off the line, putting young Munster under pressure, and when they try to put it through the hands, they seem to come undone. And the wingers also contributing to that too. They're trusting each other, and it's really, really, really good to see.
Yeah, UCD just seem to be coming into the game a little bit more, putting a bit more shape on it, a bit more consistency in their own play. Confidence beginning to flow in what they're trying to do. How long will this ball be in? Sorry, Christine.
Interesting setup of this line out of this scrum. UCD don't get to run whatever play that they were going to run.
Yeah, no, great pressure in the scrum there. Harrison Allen serving it up to Andrew Sparrow, and just, still in his first couple of games as tight head at Division 1A senior level. And he'll get to the pitch of it before too long and figure it out. ball just not out quickly enough, and the advantage ceded again to young Munster with this line out. UCD lots of jumpers. Lange goes up for it, looks crooked, and UCD are awarded with, of all things, another scrum. A bit of a curate's egg of an award.
Yeah, off our own put-ins to the scrum, Michael Maloney's really had to dig the ball out of the scrum, so they'll be under pressure after losing that next one. They want a nice clean ball is what they're looking for.
Well held there by UCD. Wide distribution, Cosgrave getting it out to Osborne. Ball comes loose. It looked like UCD were holding on there, and certainly the young Munster supporters saw it that way. Referee not persuaded. And again, UCD lucky to get away with that. Tarrant feeds it in. Cosgrave at out half. Kicks the ball along the ground, but really doesn't go anywhere other than straight to Aidan Shortall, who finds grass, and Cosgrave gets the chance to make amends. Doesn't quite make touch. It's Shane O'Leary's turn. Another high ball. Harry Donnelly awaits. The support from Tarrant behind him. Donnelly to Tarrant. Tarrant tidies it up and brings it to the halfway line, and UCD forwards to say thank you very much.
I doubt they'd love that kick tennis halfway through the second half.
No.
Putting them under pressure.
And now we see some substitutions. Loose head. David Begley replacing Harrison Allen. So the first two substitutions, and the second forward, we'll get his name in a second. Bailey Falloon taps it back. Shane O'Leary goes again for the tap back. UCD a bit wiser to it. And Gus McCarthy reads it very well. He's a great reader of the game. He gets back, tidies up. Can UCD win that ruck ball now? And send Shane O'Leary home to think again. But UCD leave the ball behind them. They get it to Osborne. Cuts inside, but the studs give way. Mangan takes it up, goes to ground. It's slow enough ball. Maloney calls them in. Time for the box kick, and that's gone quite far, just outside the 22 indeed. Shortall makes great ground, offloads it nicely. Great pace there. Fantastic break out there by young Munster. Great try scoring opportunity here. Young Munster just 2 metres out. UCD tackling for their lives. A lot of players drawn in, honeypotted around that ball. UCD must be narrow. Both teams are narrow.
On this.
Sparrow on the ball there. Referee doesn't see it that way. Ball went backwards there. Back to the UCD 5 metre line. Keenan Knox has a go.
Penalty advantage for
Penalty advantage for offside there, yes. Closer again. Desperate defence and just over. And there'd be odds on there to take that a 1 point lead close to the sticks, and you'd expect Shane O'Leary to slot that one. So a bit like UCD with their intercept. Not quite the same thing, but fantastic pair of heels shown by forward with a scrum cap. I'm hoping he was a forward. Can't have any backs wearing scrum caps. We'll get his number in a second.
That was very controlled phase play by Young Munster. They really put UCD under pressure and they held on to the ball really well. Update from around the grounds, Terranure are 21-9 up, and Terranure got a yellow card. Trinity are trailing 3-14 to Ballynahinch at home in College Park, and City of Armagh are 5-28 down to Clontarf, so Clontarf continuing their run of good form, and Shannon are 19-29 down to Corkcon in the Munster derby.
Shane O'Leary slots the conversion to nudge Young Munster in front, 16-17. UCD knock it back but very sloppily, but they have possession. UCD just about hold on. Michael Culreevy's on the field now. Nice passing. Cosgrave gives it to Donnelly. And referee awards penalty to UCD here in a prime position.
James Tarn took a rib rattler of a tackle there after giving that pass and waiting on to the last second to pop it off. So yeah, he's under ferocious pressure getting that pass away and paid for it. But UCD have the penalty now and they'll be looking to try and come away with something in this corner.
We pause for some attention to Young Munster forward there. Maloney prods the ball to 6 metres out, and it's UCD an opportunity to hit back quickly after Young Munster snatching the lead. Harry Donnelly also feeling the effects of battle.
And there's just been a try off a line out play for Hinch, and they're 3-21 up now against Trinity at home. So Trinity are at home, so
UCD Mall getting some momentum here. Is that McCarthy very nearly in there, or is it Hernan? Anyway, it's 2 metres out. Sparrow has a go. These fellas hanging off him there. Ball comes out sloppily and it's snatched again. How many times have we seen that? David Begley boulders people out of the way, and Young Munster are having a fabulous breakout here. Maloney returns it but gives it straight back to Shane O'Leary, and the ball is given into open play and it comes forward off the chest of the Young Munster player there. And Tim Corkery finds himself back herring towards the Young Munster line again. And UCD's not being able to take advantage there of the knock on, so they'll go back for the scrum. Harry Donnelly down, just nursing himself there. He's taking a while to recover from whatever knock he got.
some brilliant feet by Willie LaRue in the loose there. Very exciting.
Willie LaRue?
Willie de Klerk, sorry.
Willie de Klerk. Styling himself on Willie LaRue. Hopefully not with his post-match antics.
You never know, Willie de LaRue could be down at the game today.
He could be. Somehow Mark Hernan emerging from the Young Munster huddle. I don't know, was he impersonating them, trying to hear what the calls were, or just tying his lace? So the game very much in the balance here, a 1-point game. Both teams giving it everything. Battle scarred. Substitutes beginning to be introduced. UCD backline same as it started. indeed. I think it's just Michael Culreevy has come on in the back row. I presume it's for Bobby Sheehan, unless Gus McCarthy has come off, given this his first game back. Gus McCarthy. So Michael Maloney buys himself another couple of metres, being opportunist, doing the Matt Dawson thing of tapping the ball and running. Used to drive me mad that there isn't an opportunity for the defending players to get back 10 when you've got the opposition, the attacking scrum half just taps and just runs forward as soon as the referee blows the whistle. It's hardly, I always think it's a mad law to have, that the player is allowed to tap and go immediately, and it doesn't matter what position the defending team are in.
The poor referee was caught in the fracas that happened after the penalty was given. Usually they've the opportunity to remove themselves from the situation and control it from afar, but he was right in the middle of it, caught in the middle of the two sides.
And a yellow card there as resulting. I think Michael Maloney's industry there has not only got UCD further up the field, but has contributed at least to that yellow card and to that fracas. But it's for each man to control himself and not to require sanction. Referee having a chat with both captains here now.
They don't have any traffic light system, but the calls from the sideline from UCD are very clearly to take the points. Let's see if the messages got onto the field.
So Gus McCarthy is just making his return from injury. He's left the field. Bobby Sheehan has gone back in from blindside flanker into hooker. Michael Culreevy, who was at blindside for the game against Terranure, has come on the back row. It's the only change so far for UCD. A few more fresh horses on for young Munster. David Begley, who applied himself to great effect on that loose ball down near their line and helped engineer that breakout. But Maloney here with an opportunity to take the game back into UCD's side of the equation. Excellent kick under some pressure, and UCD nudge in front by 2 points.
That tree was all very firmly Michael Maloney. He earned the penalty off the back of the scrum, had the wherewithal to take the quick penalty and draw the foul, and then slotted it over nicely, so he'd be very happy with that phase of play.
I see Gus McCarthy still on the pitch, so I've made the wrong great take there from Michael Culreevy. So McCarthy's still on the pitch. I see O'Tierney there. It probably means that it's Matt Healy who's gone off, and perhaps Bobby Sheehan is now extending his positions to second row, because McCarthy, I imagine, is still playing hooker. Culreevy's at blindside, so perhaps Bobby Sheehan has gone into the row. And it's heart and soul here now, half blocked down there from young Munster. Mark Hernan is up in the chase, but they get away, and it's stolen.
Tim Corkery.
Surely not Tim Corkery for a second intercept try. The intercept king, Corkery, goes in for a second intercept, and the UCD players are in for the pile-on of celebrations. Out of the blue, and the match has pivoted on those kind of half moments, errors by the other side. Both teams very able and willing to attack back, and UCD scoring really the second opportune try, and it's Jonathan Fish who's come in for Matt Healy.
The UCD tried their own little dink in behind, and they did well. Originally young Munster to deal with the dink in behind, but great awareness again from Tim Corkery to get that.
And UCD's entries, sorry Christine, UCD's entries to the 22 have been so few and far between, but they've yielded scores nearly every time, so I think it's 8 points per entry now is the calculation from BF Sports Analysis. That increases with that conversion. Maloney stretches it out.
That's 3 points and 10 points from the last few minutes from UCD. A penalty and a converted try in quick succession. Really put them back in the driving seat from being a point down. It's a quick swing of the fortunes for UCD.
A 9-point game difference now, and young Munster at the moment out of the points altogether despite all their industry. Knocked on by Culreevy. Same UCD front row packing down, and a little bit of rearrangement going on for young Munster as they're still a man down. 2 tries apiece here, the teams. Interestingly, young Munster not packing down with a blindside wing forward to control the channel. We'll see if they manage to do it. You'd have thought that the number 8 would move to the blind side here to control the channel, protect the scrum half.
There's been a yellow card for Hinch in the Trinity game. There's 20 minutes left and Trinity are now 21 behind, so they've got to try to add to their earlier penalty, so they're just down by 11 against the Ballynahinch side.
How will this channel go? Because scrum half can throw it to wherever he wants. There's no strike involved. You just roll it to where you want the ball to be. Clear knock on there. Any advantage for UCD? No, it's not going to happen. So UCD complaining the ball being kicked away there, but it was going to be a scrum, so the ball being kicked away just winds the clock down somewhat.
Young Munster will be very frustrated. They're not doing a whole pile wrong. It's just little small things, and UCD seem to be making a lot of making a lot out of the scraps that they are getting. Young Munster will be very frustrated with things just not clicking.
Andrew Sparrow's shift is over for today. Sean Egan, another 19-year-old, comes on. Let's see how he fares up against David Begley. Certainly there's a size difference. Begley both in poor positions there. You see the hit here. Referee coming around this side to see how things are being done. Egan does well, locks it out against Begley. Tarrant strokes the ball down. High ball dropping just inside the UCD half. And very well fielded there by Shortall. And the ball's away. Begley gets the ball back. Healy fumbles, has to shimmy inside the young rushing tacklers. No great shape here in this young Munster attack. If anything, better shape in the UCD defence. Young Munster have their chance now. They have their line reset. O'Leary puts it up again, half blocked down. Cosgrave has it covered. What does he see? Again, shimmy. The Munster turnover looked on there, but it didn't happen. UCD breakdown pretty sloppy today, making heavy weather and allowing young Munster lots of stolen ball. Maloney puts up a steepler. Shortall's there to meet it. Donnelly misses the tackle, but Hernan gets him. Ball's away again. You can sense young Munster really chasing hard now, trying to make things happen. UCD just have to hold their line and force the errors. Knox UCD forcing young Munster back inside, and indeed not rolling away, and it's going to be young Munster's gain. All of their hard work coming to something in terms of further field position. You'd think that they will go for field position rather than go for posts, given the 9-point gap, and so it is. Fine kick from O'Leary, getting the most out of that. And that's UCD's 10th penalty of the day. Feels like more.
Just an update from around the grounds. Clontarf have scored their 5th try, so they've got the try bonus point. They're 35-5 up against the City of Armagh away. So good result on the road. Good performance on the road from Clontarf so far. And
not easy. Teams have found it hard going to Armagh this season. They've really competed very, very hard, particularly at home. City of Armagh making a great entry into Division 1A this season so far. So it's a measure of Clontarf's performance. Good line out drive from young Munster. Nice shape. UCD are in amongst them.
I believe Clontarf are the only team left unbeaten.
O'Leary, a bit of a Hail Mary. You'd have thought both players go up, but they were on a penalty there, so that was a free hit. Young Munster are about to bring on more substitutes, emptying the bench here.
The yellow card's back. Their yellow card is back on.
Yeah, their captain Alan Kennedy returns after his time out. It looks like we've got new scrum half and new tight head prop in Paul Allen. And I think we have Donegal O'Callaghan at scrum half.
Not that Donegal O'Callaghan.
That's definitely not. If you put them in a lineup and said which of these is not that Donegal O'Callaghan, the height difference. Yeah. No, there's at least a foot between them. Some more attention to players. It has been a heartfelt game. Neither every side, or both sides rather, every player has given their all. The knocks have been taken along the way. The water is needed. The attention is needed. Young Munster have had their time now to plan and decide what they're going to do with this opportunity. Very important that they come away with something here, being 9 points down.
And Terranure are down to 14 players again, so a lot of yellow cards around the grounds.
A lot of yellow cards, and we'll see, in the week's analysis as to whether that's down to the lowering of the tackle height to below the sternum or not.
2 meters back. For 2 meters.
Referee getting 2 meters. Plenty of movement, and again just a bullet pass. Referee holding out his arm for another infringement, whether it's a knock on by UCD or a penalty, I don't know. But again, the young Munster players not leaving the ground in that line out and just going straight for the maul drive. And we're on the UCD 5 metre line with the pod driving hard. Snipes, scrum half, and he's in. Great score, great take by, I believe, Donegal O'Callaghan. Straight on the field and to great effect, bringing his team back to within 4 points.
Very well taken snipe there from young Munster had the penalty advantage again. So yeah, UCD kind of leaking penalties from indiscipline here. They really want to tighten up, especially this close to the try liner. The ref will probably be talking about cards soon.
Yeah, and young Munster now move within striking distance of not just victory but also try bonus point, as they're now on 3 tries. Shane O'Leary slots it, and the lead is cut to 2 points. On we go. Nothing if not value for money here. Never an easy game between any of the teams that come to the bowl.
There's been another try for Con and another try and a try for City of Armagh. So lots going on in that City of Armagh versus Clontarf game.
Young Munster breaking out. Their tails are up. That pass is down around the ankles. Jonathan O'Callaghan clapping his hands, telling the forwards he wants the ball. Shane O'Leary, long kick. Cosgrave, the referee blowing it up.
The linesman had his flag out for something, so he seems to have spotted something.
Michael Moore, president of Young Munster, he was accompanied by a good touring party with him earlier on. David Cohen, president of UCD, and indeed our match sponsor today, Cohen Steel, who informed us he won't be hanging around, unfortunately, after the match. President Cohen has to head off to his eldest daughter's, Deb's.
Oh, double jobbing today.
Double jobbing, yeah. And her date, Sebastian, apparently. So David and Sebastian are otherwise engaged this evening. So he made his apologies that he won't be joining Michael Moore, Paco Fitzgerald et al. For post-match discussion. And whatever happened there, it looks like it's a UCD put in to the scrum. And after that conversation between the assistant referee and Padraig Reedy, our referee today, young Sean Egan locked out well against David Begley in that first scrum. Referee is over on their side watching again. And it wheels, it shuffles. It has to be a reset. It's not steady. Indeed, Tom O'Riordan on the other side. So two 19-year-old props for UCD, propping Gus McCarthy from the Irish 20s. A very young front row, but all good players, good technicians. But it's a different ball game. Let's say Paul Allen from Young Munster. He's probably old enough to be Tom O'Riordan's father. We'll see if he schools him here now. We'll see if Maloney can get the ball in and out, as he'd be thinking his front row would be hoping for. You can see the pressure on there, and it's wheeling. It's given against Tom O'Riordan.
The Young Munster crowd seem to enjoy that call. They've been very good for the entire game. They've brought a great atmosphere, it must be said, to the bowl. So it's been a very tight game.
Always vociferous. Great supporters, Young Munster supporters. And that's the 5th scrum penalty for Young Munster, courtesy of BF Sports Analysis. It's yielded very well for them. And the pressure back on UCD with this line out just outside the UCD 22. UCD win it sloppily though. Do you want ball like that? O'Tierney carries it in. Maloney looks like he's going to go for a kick, but he's under pressure there. Kicks it straight to McCarthy, and the pressure's still on. UCD calling for crossing. The referee doesn't see it that way. O'Leary shifts a quick ball out. Henry Fleming did well. Puck coming in off his wing. O'Leary feeds it back inside. Mark Kernan told to get away from that.
kid from Antrim there.
Yeah, Munster's had players on the outside there. He felt like a quick pass would have profited Munster's. Paul Allen takes it in. O'Callaghan gets it away to O'Leary again. Feeds Gibbons. Attack breaks down under pressure, passing, not holding up. Fionn Gibbons not happy about something.
I think Fionn Gibbons is trying to say to the referee that it came off a UCD hand last, but the linesman and the referee seem to be very firm in their call. Seems like it's going to be UCD put in.
I think I heard the call 2 minutes there. So 2 points, 2 minutes. UCD lineout has been reliable all day. You'd fancy it should still hold up with McCarthy et al. Throwing to jumpers that he knows well. More attention, more water. Certainly more water than I remember coming on in other fixtures here this year. Referee seems to allow plenty of time for refueling. What does he do? Ball goes to Colreevy for the Fish. Colreevy number 18. Penalty advantage there. McCarthy doing what he does best, reading things off the back of balls. Coming in from the side. UCD have their penalty and they'll get field position and possession. Another throw in. With the clock ticking on.
There seems to have been a late try for Lansdowne, away to Turnier, so they've run into the lead 23-21. So yeah, big result there at the end.
And UCD have missed touch there and let Munster off the hook altogether. This all has to happen here now for young Munster. They've got to play it out from deep in their own half against that UCD press. They get it. On the 10-metre line now. Captain Kennedy still on the 10-metre line. UCD press. Their main asset today, for my money, and a good tackle there. And the referee persuaded here, with the young Munster side persuading the referee to probably the reality that the UCD player had rolled into it, whether through deed or sheer exhaustion, I don't know. Shane O'Leary throws his leg at it and makes good ground, takes it up onto the UCD 10-metre line, and really that was an expensive missed touch there for UCD. The opportunity to have a throw in, an attacking line out, and now we're back to where we were with except this time it's young Munster's line out and a last ditch chance to engineer a winning score. UCD compete. Lots of chat to the referee, looking for penalties. People be better served just getting on and playing the game. Decent rumble from young Munster. Ball is out. Gibbons takes it hard. The ball goes to ground. UCD get a foot to it. Cosgrave sniping. Tackles his man. UCD. And it's a knock-on. Penalty UCD, and the referee calls time. Last-ditch defensive effort forces the error from young Munster and secures the victory for College.
I think that last play kind of summed it all up. The defensive line speed and pressure from UCD is what got them over the line. very impressive stuff.
It was a battle full of hard endeavour, lots of error, you'd have to say as well. Young Munster richly deserve a losing bonus point. College just engineered enough opportunity and took their chances just that little bit better across the game in what was a very, very tight, hard-fought match.
Yeah, before the game there was nothing between them in the league, and you kind of saw it on the pitch as well. Not much between the sides, and it meant a lot to UCD. You could see from the reactions. Players really enjoyed that one.
Next week sees UCD making the trip to the city of Armagh, who'll be smarting after a defeat to Clontarf if things close out the way they're looking there. Whereas Young Munster will host Energia, who are at the moment trailing Lansdowne. Ballynahinch will be host to Clontarf. Cork have Trinity making the trip, and Lansdowne will greet Shannon. So relief, UCD have had 2 home games here, 1 loss, 1 victory, and no points last week. Take 4 points this week, and the opportunity to go up and test Armagh for the first time ever. Young Munster regroup again and have it all to do really against a Terenure side. Terenure have a last minute penalty kick to win the match, we're hearing, so we'll wait and see what happens there until the scores refresh. And we're just told now, BF Sports, they have made that kick, so Terenure have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat there and just beat Lansdowne 24 points to 23 with you-know-who, Caelan Dooley, doing the honours once again. What an asset to have in your armoury there. Cork looking like convincing lead there and more than likely victory, and I'd say the full 5 points when we break down the score of 43 points to 19 away to Shannon. Clontarf 35-12 away to Armagh. Trinity always been bested throughout this game against Ballynahinch. They're currently trailed 10 points to 21. And as the teams go into the sheds, we remember again the loss this week of former UCD President Paul Devlin, President of UCD 1996-1997, great supporter of college. His son David, who played here, and also very regrettably Darren Ryan, through a tragic accident, one of triplet boys. A great loss to the Young Munster club, and he also played in Garryowen and Kilfeacle, gave heart and soul wherever he did play, and he's been taken far too young. So we remember both men and both the Devlin and Ryan families most particularly as we close out. Thank you for joining us.